On Mondays, we do EMDR, and as you can see, I am extremely puffy faced from crying my flipping eyes out. So, what in EMDR made me cry? Let me tell you. So, last time I did EMDR, we worked on my happy place. So, I was really, really able to get there. It was amazing. I was feeling so joyous and happy. And then, of course, I went on a break for a while. It's been about 6 weeks since I did the happy place exercise, but we were moving forward with the treatment. So once you are able to get into your happy place, which I was able to do, and it felt so nice, the facilitator brings you back into your clearest traumatic memory. You go into that memory, and then you're supposed to sit there for a little bit, and then you're supposed to process out and go into your happy place. What I learned today is that my brain is super fucking efficient at not dealing with trauma. My brain just shoves it right out of the way, represses it down, and I go about my business. You want me around in a crisis. I'm extremely calm, cool, and collected because I'm not coping. So today, when I was trying to purposely go into the bad memory and hold it, it was very, very intense. I honestly could not even get through the mechanics of what I was supposed to do because I was breaking down so hardcore. I understand so much more about how I act when I'm upset now. It was definitely a breakthrough in a lot of different ways as far as self-knowledge. Right now, though, I have to figure out how to put some distance in my brain between me actually re-experiencing it and me just seeing it and feeling the feelings to be able to process them. So I actually stopped early today. My brain needs to figure out how I can do what I need to do to get through the next steps because staying in that traumatized place, like I was sobbing and my throat closes up and then all of the energy you guys saw in one of my videos how I was tapping my foot, right? When I was in the scan, I kept tapping my foot because that's one of the ways I know I'm freaking out. And that was happening to me today. I was going into the bad memory and the physicality, my body was like, no, you're not. My throat tightens up. I kept getting this wah, wah. My brain, there was this triangle, right where I guess my third eye is. I had a headache before I started, and all of the energy from the headache, it went right into my forehead. Boom. And I couldn't even, when you're processing, you're doing this bilateral tapping to help yourself work through it. But I could, it was a shutdown. I couldn't move anything. I couldn't think anything. I started crying, and when I cry, my sinuses swell up. You can see my nose is red. Everything starts leaking. And typically the physicality of all of that, my brain is like, no, bitch, you're not processing this. And it shuts it down. And then I go about my day. But in this exercise, I'm supposed to stay that way and feel that way and regulate myself out of it with the guidance of my counselor. And I physically could not do the things I needed to do. So I had her stop early because I was sobbing and heaving. And the last time I was like that, I went and cried in my closet and then I just physically calmed myself. Being triggered causes such an intense physical reaction in me that stuff starts to shut down. So it was powerful and it was really hard. I'm glad that I have it next week. I'm going to spend this week trying to figure out how to do what she needs me to do. I need to put some distance in between myself and the traumatic memory, not avoidance. I'm going to process it. She suggested that it's like I'm watching a movie or in a surgery and you're looking down. But my problem is I've lived my whole life like that. I always feel although I'm in first person, I feel like I'm a third person watching me do something. So I've got to figure out an analogy for my brain to put distance between the memory, but to go into the memory, but not trigger myself so hard. Because I was so triggered, I couldn't do anything. I was shaking. The amount of shaking that I was doing was intense. And I understand. I've only been like that a handful of times in my life, and the 2 times I felt like that, I thought I needed to go on a grippy sock vacation because of how much I felt I was breaking down. And I feel like I was transported to being a little kid and probably acting like that and having that response as a little kid and being told I wasn't allowed to feel that way. So I learned how to shut it down and push through things, which the army is very good at also shutting you down and teaching you just to adapt and overcome, to suck it up and get over it. And that's what my brain learned how to do. So trying to sit in that bad memory was like so stressful. It was so hard. It was so physical. Like I didn't even accomplish it, but I still feel like I learned so much about myself. So it is not for the weak. You have to be prepared and willing to go into your darkest place, and it is traumatic. That's part of the point. They want you to go back to the trauma with some distance, though, because being re-traumatized for a long time isn't safe. And that's why you do have to find a good counselor that knows what the F they're doing. Like my counselor's been doing this. She was the most senior PTSD EMDR person in the area, and good thing, because I needed the most senior person. And she's being so amazing, helping me work through it, and helping me figure out how to make my mind make it happen as well. So, feel free to ask questions.